Hello and welcome to another video of creating the local traffic in Helsinki. This time we'll create bus line 22. Let's see how it goes. But let's not take too much pressure in succeeding in what it is. We will start with creating a stop in here, which actually is a single track stop, but I will make it a double track stop to make things easier. This stop is called Fredrikstorget. And it will connect the bus network with the tram network. So there we go. And then we need to move some signals to make it proper, or actually make it work. Let's put it that way. But this is the place where the stops are connected, and then while in here we will need to create new platforms for the Fredrikstorget stop. And there will be one in here. And there will be a second one in here. And it's been a couple of days since I've last been creating these things, so I will just have to remember how this is done. And if I remember correctly, it's done this way. And the reason, of course, why I have to remember how it's done this way is that the game has been edited, and the system has changed. But I think I will get this to work. Here we go. And well, it should work this way. So let's just keep on building, shall we? I mean, I've completely forgotten how to build these things. As I said, I've been away for a couple of days. But now let me see, where is the connecting? Where is the connecting part of this thing? I mean, it seems like I've forgotten lots and lots and lots of things. And I don't... Oh, yes, there it is. Bingo. Here we go. And here we go. And then we'll just have to move some of the signals to make this thing actually work. Oh, that was surprising. there. I hope this thing won't cause any trouble, but I think it should work this way because there are signals in there and there and there and at the end of the new platforms, but I will have to monitor this closely. So, the buses will turn left to a stop at Fredrikinkatu. And then there's Hietalahden Tori, which already exists, and Hietalahti, which also already exists. And then we have the Hietalahti stop, which is over here. It should be another part of the Hietalahti stop. It shouldn't be another station. And that's why... Oh, this makes things interesting. Once again, things work a bit differently than they used to do. So we'll basically have to recreate these stations by hand, which is a bit of an inconvenience, but I will not complain. There we go. I have actually created a part of this line as tram tracks, and it's good that way. But yes, there is a split over there. Well, then let's see where we'll go through from here, and the following stop is Itämerenkatu, which is okay. This will make things again a bit more interesting, but let's make them interesting. I mean, let's not be afraid of I wonder why it now wants me to continue the stops that way, but there will be a crossing in here between the tram stops and tram tracks and the bus tracks, and then there will be another stop over there, and there is another signal intersection over there. So basically now it's on the right track. Now after that it will probably be the Ruoholahti metro station, and then it will make a sharp turn over here. Okay. This makes once again things interesting because the sharp turn is over there, and over there, and over there, and another sharp turn over there. We'll just need to add signals to the front end before the crossing, and then we'll need to move the signals off the track like that, and now this crossing should work too. The next stop will be Salmisaari, Sundholmen, and then there will be a stop at the sorry about that, Lauttasaaren Silta, but now the bus number 22 will not turn over there. It will continue straight, and it will continue straight through the station. So we should actually go back here. Because the line continues and continues and continues like that. Goodbye. So, yes. I think once again this crossing will work. So the next stop is Lauttasaari. And then it's Gyldenintie. But then it will once again go a bit the other way. Because it will turn right over here. This makes things interesting. Luckily. So there will be a stop at the church in the area. Over here. Like that. Those signals are okay. Those signals are okay. Let's just add the signals to the new stretch of bus line we have just created over here. And so, well, okay, there's quite a lot of new stops that we have to create. What's the next one? Kuikkarinne. That's an interesting one. Doppingbrinken in Swedish, and it will be located. How do I find this location? There's. Oh yes, it's over here. Once again, while I'm creating, I'm looking at other maps, so there will be pauses in my yapping, and there will be pauses in my creating, while I'm just looking at maps to see how these things actually unfold. Okay, I'm trying to rewrite the name, but for some reason I seem to have issues with my, like this. I seem to have issues with the text editor of this game. I will also need to see how this thing should actually work, because this track editor is doing some strange twists and turns at the moment. I don't care about them. Let's just agree on that. So one more stop created, and the next stop is pretty close, and it's called Takaniemen tie, Taksnesvägen, and it will be over. Let me see the first of that. It will be over here. The buses will probably not be allowed to ride 50 kilometers an hour in real life, but this is as close to 40 as it gets, so we will just have to live with it. So far so good. I already know where this line is going. And then we have Snäppgränd. What is this? Snäppgränd or Viklakuja. I mean, these stops are named after birds. And these two stops are surprisingly far away from each other. So, this map is a bit difficult to read, but I think it's over there. Yes, now I find the location. So Viklakuja Snäppgränd. We go. Oops. Oops is probably the word that you'll be hearing a lot of times. And again, it doesn't accept writing. There we go. And this line is getting along very, very nicely, actually, because we're soon going to reach the end, and then we're going to do the B and K lines of number 22, which are usually very simple to create. Now the following stop is at Vaskiniemen tie, Kopparysveiken, which is over here. There we go. It's once again pretty straightforward, I think, to create this line. Then the metro is underground, and the next stop will be called Koivusaaren tie, which is all the way somewhere over here. Let me see, it's over here. And I think I already know the name of the stop in Swedish. It's Björkholmsvägen, but I will nevertheless have a check. Yes, it's Koivusaaren tie. Oops. Again, an oops. Koivusaaren tie, Björkholmsvägen. There we go. And now we'll just have to build a bridge over this road, because at the end of the day there will be lots and lots and lots of buses running on this, let's call it the, oops, that's not what I meant to do, under this viaduct. So there and there. The fuck is happening over there? I hope I didn't mess up. So I'm going to do this once again. Let's do it that way. Right. So there we go. Whoops. We have another stop connected to the network. And I think I have successfully managed to get over the metro track and the road, which I will need later on. And there. And if I remember correctly, there is just one stop left because there are very little people living in this area, or well, there are lots of them. But nevertheless, Katarharju and Åsen. And the stop is located just before that crossing, and I will do a double stop despite this being a single stop. But it will be created nevertheless. So we go. And yep, that's the end of the line, and then I will just create a loop in here, which probably doesn't even exist. Who cares? Like I said, I'm creating this line and these lines and these tracks on my own terms, so there is the end of the line. Now we'll just check how this line runs the other way around, and that is, let me see. Katerharju, Koivusaaren tie, Vaskiniemen tie, Viklaku ja Takaniemen tie, Kuikkarinne, Lauttasaaren kirkko, Jöldenin tie, Lauttasaari, Lauttasaaren silta, Salmisaari, and then it goes down there to the Ruoholahti metro station and Itämeren katu with Hietalahti, Hirlahden tori, and then the route differs a bit because, well, there is a stop at Uudenmaan katu, which is basically Aleksanterin Teatteri. It's the same stop, it's just the other direction. But there is... No, wait a second. It isn't. Because there is another stop. I said there is a loop. There is Uudenmaan katu. I think it's Nylandsgatan in Swedish, but I will just check it once I find the right location. It is Uudenmaan katu, Nylandsgatan. And it will do a full loop. In here. Like that, and then we'll create a crossing in here. And in the end it will run to Fredrikstorget, if I remember correctly. And this is exactly the case. So, there we go. The tracks are ready. Then we just have to create the line. And I think there will be a few extra stops on this line. Because the tram stops are closer to each other than the bus stops. But we will build it like that. And like I said, it will be line 22. we go. It will start from here, run through here, and here, and there. This stop really isn't included, but it will be included now. And there, and there, and there. Okay, there is some issue with the that shouldn't happen. There is a connection issue here somewhere. And the connection issue has been fixed. Like that. Now, when I put in the next station, it should work the way it should. Yes, correct. I did a mistake while creating this line, and the issue has now been rectified. Then we'll just push the line till the end, and I will create a double stop at the end, just for the sake of it, so the buses can empty people. Although not doing that in real life. We also have to check this connection, which actually exists. Right. And we are approaching the end of it. And there we go. The line has been created. Now let's see. Let's clone this train. It was number 8. Let's copy that. So the next bus will be number 9. And it will run line 22. And before I do that, I will have to check what the real timetable is. And the timetable actually is 20 minutes, or the interval is 20 minutes. So I will need 3 of these things to run this line, it seems. Yep, that is absolutely correct. And that's it. We have managed to successfully create Helsinki bus line number 22. And in the next video, I will create line number 22B, which is much shorter, so the video will also be much shorter. But until then, I will just have to say bye.